Welcome to ABX Reviews. This episode of iThonga is an emotional rollercoaster centered around a single, devastating event that sends shockwaves through every character's life. The joy of a new engagement is brutally cut short, while a family is forced to confront a loss that is as complicated as it is heartbreaking. The story masterfully weaves together moments of pure happiness with scenes of utter despair, making for a truly gripping viewing experience. Here are 10 different scenes from the episode. Scene 1. Zama's happy news. Zama is overflowing with joy as she shares her happy news. She reveals that Benelli has proposed to her and that she has accepted. She is so excited she says she is losing her breath, painting a picture of a woman at the peak of happiness, completely unaware of the tragedy that has just occurred. Scene analysis. This scene is a brilliant use of dramatic irony. We as the audience may already know of Benelli's fate, which makes Zama's pure joy deeply painful to watch. It sets up the emotional devastation that is about to follow. My reaction to the scene. This scene made me feel a sense of dread. Knowing what is likely coming made her happiness feel fragile and heartbreaking. You just want to reach into the show and warn her. What deeper issues are being explored? This scene powerfully explores the theme of love and the cruelty of timing. It shows how personal joy can exist in the same moment as immense tragedy, completely unbeknownst to the person experiencing it. Scene 2. The cruel revelation. Zama's celebratory phone call takes a horrific turn when Ianda answers Benelli's phone. Ianda delivers the shattering news to Zama that Benelli is gone. Zama's world instantly collapses, her screams of joy turning into screams of agony. Scene analysis. This is the emotional climax of Zama's storyline in the episode. The director uses a simple, chilling line to completely dismantle Zama's reality in an instant. My reaction to the scene. This was a deeply unsettling scene. The shift from Zama's euphoric voice to her tortured screams was jarring and effectively conveyed the suddenness of such a loss. What deeper issues are being explored? This scene delves into the theme of loss and the abrupt way life can change. It also touches on the issue of how bad news is delivered and the profound impact that has on the person receiving it. Scene 3. Sanil wakes in confusion. Sanil wakes up in the hospital, disoriented after a serious health scare. He tells his family he had a dream where his twin brother, Benelli, was saving him. He is confused and keeps asking where Benelli is, unaware that his brother has passed away. Scene analysis. This scene builds tension through Sanil's innocence and confusion. His dream about Benelli saving him is a poignant and tragic detail, highlighting their deep twin connection just as that connection has been severed. My reaction to the scene. I felt immense pity for Sanil. He is in a vulnerable state, and the audience knows the painful truth he is about to learn, making his questions about Benelli difficult to hear. How do the characters impact the story? Sanil's desperate need to find his brother intensifies the upcoming scene where he is told the truth. His vulnerability makes the news feel even more cruel. Scene 4. Delivering the news to Sanil. In a heart-wrenching scene, Sanil's mother and uncle must tell him that his twin brother is gone. Sanil reacts with immediate denial and frantic distress, repeatedly screaming for his brother and having to be calmed down by his family. Scene analysis. This is a masterclass in portraying raw grief. The focus is on Sanil's refusal to accept the reality, which is a very human reaction to such a sudden and profound loss, especially of a twin. My reaction to the scene. This was one of the toughest scenes to watch. Sanil's frantic cries were visceral and truly conveyed the unique pain of losing a sibling so close. What deeper issues are being explored? This scene explores family bonds and the specific, devastating nature of losing a twin. It shows a family trying to be strong for one member while they are all falling apart. Scene 5. Finda's chilling response. Finda learns of Benelli's passing and reacts with cold satisfaction. She says she is not just happy, but excited. She makes it clear she had no love for Benelli and expresses a deep-seated resentment towards him. Scene analysis. This scene introduces a stark contrast to the other reactions of grief. Finda's lack of empathy reveals a deep and dark conflict within the family, suggesting Benelli's death was not a random event but one that some may have wanted. My reaction to the scene. Finda's reaction was shocking. It immediately raised questions about what Benelli did to warrant such hatred and what role she may have played in the events leading to his passing. Character motivation. Finda's motivation seems rooted in a long-held grudge. Her words suggest she feels Benelli was a negative force in the family, and his removal is a cause for relief, not sorrow. Scene 6. A daughter's plea. In an earlier scene, a daughter, who appears to be Zama, has a serious conversation with her father. She defends her relationship with Benelli, acknowledging his tough nature but arguing that he is perfect for her. She directly asks for her father's blessing to marry him. Scene analysis. This confrontation shows a strong, self-aware woman who knows what she wants. She stands up to her father, showing she is not blind to the complexities of the man she loves, but accepts him fully. Character analysis. The daughter is shown to be brave and determined. She is willing to challenge her father, indicating that her love for Benelli is very strong and that she is her own person. What deeper issues are being explored? This scene explores the themes of love, family approval, and independence. It also touches on the idea of loving someone despite, or even because of, their flaws. Scene 7. A father's surprising blessing. In a twist, the father from the previous scene gives his daughter his blessing to marry Benelli. He swears on his own late father that he approves of the union, seemingly accepting his daughter's choice. Scene analysis. This moment is filled with dramatic irony. The father's blessing, given so solemnly, comes just before we learn of Benelli's death. This makes the entire engagement tragically short-lived. My reaction to the scene, the father's agreement, was surprising, given the earlier tension. This approval made the subsequent news of Benelli's death feel even more tragic, as it robbed the couple of their future just as it was being sanctioned. Is the story strong, confusing, predictable, surprising? This was a surprising turn. You expect continued conflict, but the father's capitulation adds a layer of tragedy to the overall story, making it stronger and more emotionally complex. Scene 8. The family's grief. Throughout the episode, the wider family is shown in various states of mourning. There are long, somber shots of family members crying and consoling one another, all set to emotional music, emphasizing the collective weight of their loss. Scene analysis. These scenes serve as the emotional bedrock of the episode. They remind us that despite any internal conflicts, this is a family unit experiencing a shared, profound tragedy. How are the characters developing? We see characters like Markumalo stepping into a role of a comforter, trying to hold the family together even as she grieves herself. It shows resilience in the face of pain. What deeper issues are being explored? This explores the collective nature of grief and how a family tries to support one another during an unimaginable loss. Scene 9. A tense family argument. Following the news, Finda is confronted by another family member who is upset by her cold reaction to Benelli's death. They argue about the family's decisions and how to handle difficult situations, revealing a clear divide in their perspectives. Scene analysis. This scene exposes the deep fractures within the family. Not everyone is united in grief, and this conflict suggests that Benelli's death is not the end of the family's troubles, but perhaps the beginning of more. Betrayal. The argument hints at feelings of betrayal. Finda's attitude is seen as a betrayal of family loyalty, while she seems to feel that the family's previous support of Benelli was a betrayal of their own well-being. What do I think will happen next? This conflict makes me think the family will splinter further. The differing reactions to Benelli's death will likely lead to more tension and possibly more revelations about what truly happened to him. Scene 10. Sanil's frantic search. After being told about his brother, Sanil becomes hysterical, refusing to believe the truth. He frantically demands to know where Benelli is, forcing his family to physically restrain and comfort him as his cries turn to sobs. Scene analysis. This scene is the raw, unfiltered culmination of Sanil's arc in this episode. It portrays the moment where denial turns into the painful beginnings of acceptance, all wrapped in overwhelming emotion. Character motivation. Sanil's motivation is pure love and denial. His bond with his twin is so strong that his mind and heart reject the information completely. He is motivated by a desperate need for the truth to be a lie. How do the characters impact the story? Sanil's breakdown is a pivotal moment that impacts every character present. It forces the grieving family to set aside their own pain momentarily to care for him, showing the complex layers of coping with a loss.